My beloved child, you did not arrive at these words through accident or coincidence. Heaven has been watching your suffering, and today I am saying clearly and with full authority, enough. You have been carrying pain for longer than it was ever meant to rest on you. And now, I am stepping directly into your situation, myself. Do not turn away from this. This message was sent from above, with your name on it. My child, I have kept count of every tear you released in silence, every single one of them. And today, I am declaring before heaven and earth that your season of suffering is reaching its end. You have been asking yourself how much longer you could keep going. But listen carefully. I am intervening right now, and everything around you is beginning to shift in response. You were not forgotten. You were not overlooked. You were not delayed by some careless oversight. I allowed the waiting for a reason, but today I am moving on your behalf with a decisiveness that cannot be reversed. I speak to you as the one who knows you completely, as the one who formed you before your first breath entered your lungs and remained present with you through every battle that no one else could see. I saw the moments when your strength reached its limit, when your heart became too heavy to lift again without help. I heard the prayers you whispered in the moments when speaking them aloud felt unsafe. I watched you remain standing when everything inside you was leaning toward falling. You questioned your worth. You questioned your future. You questioned whether I was actually near. And still, you kept going, even when going meant nothing more than one more breath. That perseverance did not go unnoticed by me. I was closer to you than you realized. Through all of it, closer than your fear could place me, closer than your doubt was suggesting. I was holding you together in the moments you believed you were holding yourself together, alone. There were nights when silence pressed down on your chest, when the absence of answers made the weight heavier. You searched for meaning in the delay. You tried to construct an explanation for pain that felt both unfair and unending. I want you to hear this clearly. Your suffering was never a form of punishment. Your tears were never evidence of weakness. They were seeds being planted in ground that was being prepared for something. I allowed the pressure not to break you, but to shape you, not to destroy what you are, but to prepare you for what could not you handed to a heart that had not yet developed the capacity to hold it. But hear me now, because this is important. The preparation has arrived at its completion. The refining work has finished what it was sent to do. I will not allow the waiting to continue. Now that the purpose has been fulfilled, I am stepping into what has felt immovable. I am reaching the places that have resisted change, despite your effort and your continued faith. I am loosening what has held you back. You may not yet be able to confirm it with your eyes, but movement has already begun. What was blocked is opening. What was delayed is being brought into alignment. What seemed impossible is yielding to my authority. Do not underestimate what happens when I make the decision that the time has arrived. When I move, nothing can reverse it. When I act, no voice carries the authority to silence it. I do not begin things halfway, and I do not abandon what I have set in motion. I know you learn to manage by staying quiet about your hopes, by deliberately lowering your expectations before they could be lowered for you, by telling yourself not to reach too far, in case reaching led to falling again. You did that to protect what was still tender in you, and I understand why you did it. But I am asking you now to lift your eyes again, not because everything around you will immediately be perfect, but because you no longer have to drag this weight into the next season. The burden you have been carrying does not belong in what comes next. Set it down. Release the fear that whispers it will always be exactly this way. Let go of the lie that says you are too far behind or too worn out to receive what rest actually feels like. I am restoring what was taken from you, piece by piece, breath by breath, moment by moment. You have felt unseen by people and misread by circumstances, but you have never been unseen by heaven. I placed a mark on you during the waiting. I protected you during the confusion. I stood between you and outcomes you could not see coming, and harm that never reached you, because I positioned myself in the way of it. There were doors that stayed closed, because opening them would have walked you into deeper pain than you were already carrying. There were paths that ended without explanation, because I was redirecting you towards something with genuine life in it. Trust me when I say, nothing was without purpose. Even the detours served something. Even the losses produced something in you. Even the silence shaped a strength in you that could not have been built in noise. Now I am speaking peace into the places that learn to brace for disappointment as their default setting. I am speaking healing into the memories that still produce an ache when you pass too close to them without warning. I am speaking clarity into the places where confusion made its home, and hope into the spaces where weariness tried to settle permanently. You do not have to manufacture faith for this. You only have to remain open. Let me do what your effort and your endurance could not accomplish. Let me carry what you have been pulling along for too long. I am not asking you to perform okayness for me. I am inviting you to be honest and to trust that my presence is sufficient for whatever honesty brings to the surface. Be careful not to reduce this moment to just another thing moving through your feed. I am reaching you now because your heart has arrived at a readiness it did not have before. The struggle softened you. The survival strengthened you. And that specific combination is exactly what was needed. Do not rush through this with distraction. Do not dismiss it with doubt. Stay present. Stay open. The shift you have been praying toward does not always arrive with noise and visible drama. Sometimes it comes quietly, the way a deep breath arrives after you have been holding it for too long without realizing it, the way light returns to a room before you have consciously registered that the darkness lifted. If Jesus is the answer to every need in your life, let that truth settle into you. Right now, I am also asking you to guard what I am building within you during this season of transition. Not everyone around you will have the context to understand the changes you are about to move through. Not everyone needs to be given the full details of what I am unfolding in your life. Protect your peace as something precious. Stay close to me during this stretch. Listen more than you speak. Let the work reach its completion without interference. When the fruit of it becomes visible, it will carry its own explanation. You will not need to defend or justify what I have done. My affirmation of your life is sufficient, and my timing is exact. There will still be moments when fear surfaces and tries to replay the footage of past disappointments in front of you. When that happens, return to this truth. I am with you now, not observing from a comfortable distance, not waiting for you to become stronger before I engage, but present and active in your situation right now. I am directing your steps, even in the stretches when the full path is not visible to you. Trust the next step in front of you. Faithfulness in the small and ordinary things will open doors you had concluded were permanently closed. I am renewing your strength in ways that go deeper than sleep reaches. I am restoring your joy in ways that do not require favorable circumstances to sustain themselves. I am teaching your heart how to feel genuinely safe again, how to believe again without the protective armor of lowered expectation, how to receive what is good without immediately waiting for it to be taken back. What is ahead will not be a repetition of what is behind. You are not being cycled back through the same territory. You are stepping into something genuinely new, something with more stability, something built on peace rather than the exhausted management of ongoing survival. So breathe, my child. Let your shoulders release what they have been carrying. Let your heart find a moment of genuine settling. You do not have to fight this moment or reason it out of existence. Receive it. I am here. I have always been here. And as you move forward from this moment, carry this with absolute certainty. Heaven sent this message specifically for you, and I will walk with you into everything that follows. My child, stop for a moment. Yes, you specifically. I am speaking directly to you right now. Not to a general audience, not to whoever happens to be within hearing range. I interrupted your momentum, your scrolling, your thoughts, your plans, because this moment was arranged from heaven long before your day began. Nothing about how you arrived here is accidental. You did not find this through curiosity or coincidence or the ordinary mechanics of how things reach people. I brought you here. I placed this directly in your path because something in your spirit is ready to receive what your heart has been crying out for, even in the stretches when your lips could not form the request. Do not treat this as ordinary. Do not rush past it. When I interrupt the flow of someone's day, it is because something eternal is pressing into the moment, and your attention is required right now. I know the habit you have of moving quickly past things, of reasoning your way out of receiving what is being offered before it can land anywhere, of telling yourself that something like this is not really for someone like you. But hear me carefully. If you leave this moment prematurely, you will feel it afterward. You will have the sense that something intended for you slipped past because you did not stay long enough to receive it. This message is not constructed for a general crowd. It is for you. I am speaking into your life, your specific season, your hidden questions, and the pain you have been carrying without putting all of it into words. For anyone, heaven's full attention is on you in this moment, and that alone should communicate how significant this is. I am not speaking from a distance right now. I am close, nearer than the breath you just drew, aware of the tension sitting in your chest, aware of the heaviness in your thoughts, aware of the weariness that has been following you, even into the moments when you smile. I see the way you have learned to keep moving, out of obligation and responsibility, rather than out of genuine strength. I see how you trained yourself to step forward without expecting relief, because disappointment taught you to guard your hope as a matter of survival. But today, I am interrupting that pattern. Today, I am breaking into the cycle of endurance without renewal. I am not asking for a few seconds of your scattered attention. I am asking you to stay, because what I am about to speak will settle something in the deep interior of your life that has been restless far longer than it should have been. You may be wondering why this feels different, why something in you stirred when these words began reaching you. It is because my spirit is touching the specific place in you that has been waiting for reassurance and direction and truth to arrive together in a form that could actually be received. I know the doubts that are present, whispering that this cannot genuinely be personal, that I would not redirect heaven's attention toward you specifically. But those doubts are not from me. I do redirect my attention toward my children. I speak when something matters enough to speak into. I intervene when the silence has accomplished what silence was needed for, and silence has done its work in you. You have developed patience and endurance and a humility that did not come cheaply. Now, it is time to develop trust at a depth you have not yet reached. Trust that opens your hands to receive, rather than simply bracing you to survive. Do not underestimate the significance of this moment. I am not communicating this to you at some later time. I am not holding back what I need to say. This is now. There are shifts ahead that require awareness before they arrive, and there are things that must be received before circumstances can change around them. I know how easy it is to tell yourself, you will return to this when you are less distracted. But hear me clearly. Postponing this will not produce clarity. It will only extend the confusion you have been navigating. When I speak with urgency, it is because timing genuinely matters, and you are standing at a position where attentiveness will protect you from a regret that is still preventable. Support mention. Please consider supporting this channel if these words have been meaningful to you. Our purpose is to carry genuine joy, hope, and devotion to God into your daily life. If you feel moved to partner with us, the Super Thanks option is available below. I see how much you have carried without an adequate explanation, for why it was yours to carry. I see how often you told yourself to be strong because the alternative felt like it would not be permitted. You learned to adapt, to adjust your expectations downward, to endure what would not resolve. But endurance was never intended to be your permanent state of existence. I am interrupting today because I want you to understand that what you are feeling is not a character flaw. It is a signal that you are genuinely ready for something different, something lighter, something that actually aligns with what I intended for you from before you arrived. This interruption is an invitation to step out of automatic forward motion and into genuine awareness of what I am doing right now in your life. I understand that part of you is operating with caution. You have hoped before, and the hoping cost you something when things did not change as quickly as your hope needed them to. I am not put off by that caution. I understand exactly how it developed. But I am asking you to let me speak past the defenses you constructed, past the reasoning you use to keep yourself from being hurt again, past the learned skepticism that has been doing its protective work. This is not about producing an emotional response in you. This is about aligning you with what is spiritually real and spiritually available to you right now. Your spirit recognizes my voice, even in the moments when your mind is hesitating. And that recognition is precisely why you are still here. Heaven is not distracted by other things. Heaven is not confused about your situation. Heaven is not rushing past you towards something it considers more significant. I have seen every step you took that no one acknowledged or applauded. I have seen the restraint you maintained when reacting would have been the easier and more immediately satisfying option. I have seen the faith you held quietly in your interior when doubt was the loudest voice in the room around you. All of that matters. All of that is part of what brought you to this specific moment. This is not a general pause in your day. This is a targeted interruption. Because something in your life is approaching that will require clarity. And clarity does not arrive when you are rushing. It arrives when you are listening. If you feel pulled to stay here, that is not simply curiosity at work. If you feel resistance to staying, that is not spiritual discernment, warning you away from something harmful. Learn to tell the difference between those two things. Genuine discernment produces peace, even when it is asking something of you. Fear produces reasons to escape and urgency to move on quickly. I am asking you to choose to stay present right now. Stay open to what is here. Let this moment unfold without your immediately trying to control it or analyze it into something smaller. I am not overwhelming you with this. I am steadying you through it. You do not need to demonstrate that you have earned this moment. You do not need to arrive with qualifications. You are here because I wanted you here. And that is a sufficient reason I speak to you as my child, not as someone who needs to be repaired, not as a problem requiring a solution. I speak with the authority of someone who knows what lies ahead of you, and with the tenderness of someone who knows everything you have already been through. Both of those things exist in me simultaneously, and both of them are present In everything I am saying to you right now, I am interrupting because I want your attention before other voices come crowding back in, before distraction reclaims the space this moment opened, before doubt convinces you that what happened here was nothing worth holding on to. This is something. This is a beginning. Not a loud or dramatic one, but a deliberate one. The kind of beginning that changes the direction of a life quietly, and then unfolds with a purpose that becomes increasingly clear over time. You will look back at this moment and recognize that it carried more weight than you understood when you were inside it. So, stay with me a little longer. Let the speed of your mind reduce. Let your heart soften toward what is being offered. You are not behind. You are not arriving late to something that already passed you. You are exactly where you need to be to receive this. Heaven is not rushing you, but heaven is engaged with you right now. All of heaven's attention is present in this moment, witnessing this connection between us. Do not leave before it finishes. Do not reason it away. Receive what is happening here, because this interruption was sent specifically for you, and it is the threshold to everything that follows. My beloved child, I see you. Not the version of you that answers fine when someone asks. Not the one who keeps moving because stopping feels like it is not an available option. But the actual you. Underneath all of that, I see the exhaustion that has settled into your body at a level that sleep does not reach and rest does not fully touch. I see how tired you are in ways you have never successfully communicated to another person, because the words available are not large enough to carry the actual weight of what you have been enduring. You wake up already carrying the day before it begins, and you lie down still holding it when night arrives. Your mind refusing to go quiet, even when your body is begging for relief. I know the nights when sleep would not come, the hours you spent staring into the darkness while your thoughts moved through their familiar territory. Replayed conversations, regrets, fears, questions that have not received answers. I know how you tried to pray, but felt too drained to construct sentences. So you simply lay there, hoping I could understand what had no words. I did understand. Every sigh, every tear that slid quietly into your pillow, every moment you sat alone with your thoughts in the dark. I was there, in every one of them. You were never actually abandoned in those hours, even when every feeling told you otherwise. I see the emotional weight you have been carrying, the disappointment that accumulated in layers rather than arriving all at once, the hope that rose and was bruised back down and then cautiously rose again. You trusted, and it cost you. You believed, and you were let down. You opened what was tender in you and found that the other side did not meet you with the same openness. Betrayal did not always arrive loudly or dramatically. Sometimes it came quietly, through promises that dissolved without acknowledgement, through behavior that shifted without explanation, through an absence where there had previously been presence and care. You asked yourself what you did wrong, why things changed, why loyalty seemed to extract more from you than it cost others. I heard those questions every time they formed, even when they never made it out of your interior. I know the loneliness that moved in, even in the company of other people. The specific feeling of being present among others and still entirely alone, inside your own experience, carrying things you could not bring out, without feeling like you were asking too much of whoever received them. You sat among people and felt the separation between your surface and your interior. You learned to hold the real things back, to say you were fine, because the alternative required an explanation that felt like a burden you did not want to place on anyone else. But I know how heavy that silence grew over time. I know how often you wished that someone would notice without requiring you to ask, would care without needing you to justify the pain first. I noticed. I cared. I have never looked away from you. I see the spiritual exhaustion too. The kind that builds when prayers go a long time without visible response. When faith becomes something you have to work at, rather than something that feels like a refuge. You kept showing up, even in the stretches when you felt completely empty inside. You kept choosing to believe, even when doubt was making the more rational sounding argument. You questioned whether I was listening, whether something in your approach was consistently wrong, whether your prayers were carrying any weight at all. You felt guilty for the questioning, and still could not stop it from forming. Hear me on this. I wasn't put off by your honesty in those moments. I was not distant from your struggle. Faith that wrestles and refuses to let go is not weak faith. It is the most durable kind. I know what it felt like to bring the same requests to me, day after day, month after month, sometimes year after year, and watch the visible circumstances remain the same. You waited, you hoped, you continued choosing trust, and when the answers did not come, in the form or the timing you needed, you began to wonder if silence was itself the answer. You wondered if you were being passed over, if your pain was too small to merit attention, or too complicated to address. My child, I was never indifferent to any of it. I was never unmoved. Silence was not my absence, and delay was not my rejection. I see the physical cost this season has placed on your body, the tension that has taken up permanent residence in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest that arrives without warning, the way your body has been carrying stress, even in the moments you were trying to rest, the way your energy gradually depleted until things that once required nothing began requiring everything. You told yourself others had harder things to carry, that you did not have permission to acknowledge what was real for you. Pain is not a competition, and exhaustion does not require comparison to justify its existence. I never asked you to minimize what you were actually feeling. I wanted you to bring it to me. If your hope is anchored in Christ alone, let that be the ground you stand on right now. I know about the moments when the crying was silent, because silent was all it could be. When tears came suddenly, and you moved to stop them before they became something anyone could see. I know the times you gave yourself just enough room to come apart slightly before pulling everything back together. Because fully coming apart did not feel like something you were permitted to do. I know the prayers that came through tears, asking me to help you hold on just a little longer, because you were not certain how much was left in you. Every one of those prayers arrived here. Every one of those tears carried weight with me. I know how much it cost you to be the steady one for others, while being the most unsteady internally. You carried responsibilities that did not allow for visible falling apart. You supported people who did not know you needed support yourself. You listened carefully, while quietly longing to be heard in the same way. You gave from a place that was already empty. That kind of strength has a price, and it cost you more than you have fully accounted for. I saw the moments you needed to rest, but concluded you could not. The moments you wanted to speak, but concluded you should not. I never required that silence from you. I never asked you to carry your suffering quietly as a condition of my love. I know the confusion that settled in when things stopped making sense, when doors closed without providing reasons, when carefully constructed plans came apart, when the future looked more uncertain than it had ever looked before. You tried to remain patient. You tried to keep trusting. But fear moved in anyway and began telling you that this heaviness was permanent and not seasonal. You started adjusting your expectations downward, shrinking the scale of what you allowed yourself to reach toward, bracing yourself for the disappointment that felt like it was always waiting just ahead. You did that to survive. But survival is not where your story ends. Hear this deeply, my child. Nothing about your pain caught me unprepared. Nothing about your struggle moved outside my awareness. You did not exaggerate the weight you were carrying. You were not being dramatic or disproportionate. You were enduring more than most could fully see. And you were doing it with a quietness and a faithfulness that did not require an audience. I was present in every unseen moment, in every breath you took, when you were not sure another one was coming. You never had to explain the suffering to me for it to be real and valid. I already knew. I already understood with complete clarity. I already cared with everything that caring means.